Hi, my name is Eddie and this is How to Get Living. Today I'm going to talk about becoming very positive. Positivity is one of the most useful and practical characteristics that you can develop. Being positive in all kinds of situations has massive benefits. This is, again, something that you have to just start doing before you can really understand it. It might seem very simplistic for me to say that just being really positive all the time is just so useful and practical. It's hard to really get to grips with until you understand it, and you don't really understand it until you start doing it. But let me give you a little example. You're going to find in your life all kinds of dark, difficult situations, and being able to look at something that's really terrible, that's really horrible to be in, a situation that seems only negative and full of harm and full of destruction and full of terrible emotions, and being able to find something in that situation that is positive, that is worth being in that situation for, that's worth getting out of that situation, is a massive advantage to you. And it's one of the ways that you can become resilient and strong and reframe the negativity that you're in, and to take out, to mine out, to extract, to pull out something from that horrible situation that actually allows you to move forward and heal, and in fact even turn it into something positive. Think about someone that you really admire. Without exception, any person that's achieved something great has done it through trials, through difficulty, even if it's just working very hard. They've managed to reframe something really difficult and painful, like working very hard, or abuse, being in a war. Think about Nelson Mandela, or even Steve Jobs. They've just been through all sorts of hardships and difficulties to create something that they see as positive, and a lot of other people see it that way as well. Okay, so what I want you to start doing is becoming really positive everywhere. There's some practical ways that you can do that. Start noticing and commenting on other things that other people are doing in a positive way. If someone is looking good, just say, "You look good today." If someone does something well, just note to them, "You did that really, really well." At work, with your friends, everywhere you go. What that's going to do is you're going to start bringing into your mind a more positive version of reality. You're going to start noticing things in reality in a more positive way. That's going to strengthen in your mind the idea that the world is positive, the world is good. You're going to start seeing more positivity around you. People will start to tell you and notice about you that you are positive, and they will start to feed back to you positivity. Okay? It's really important that you participate in a cycle, that it's not just you being positive, but that you let other people be positive back to you. Okay, this is one of the keys of being positive, of being a very positive person, is to be in a cycle. Not just that you give out to others all the time, but that you let them also be positive back to you. That strengthens you, and then you can be more positive back to them. Another really, really key and critical advantage to being positive all the time is that sometimes you got to be negative. When everyone knows you as a positive person, and then you choose that moment to say, "Actually, I'm going to say something really negative here." I don't mean to tear someone down or anything, to crush another person or hurt another person, but I mean just to even say, "Hey, you need to stop doing that. You need to stop behaving this way. It's hurting someone else." Okay, then what will happen is that other people will really notice that, because they notice you as a positive person. They know you to be someone who's always giving and always full of energy and positivity. And then when you have to put your foot down, as it were, and you have to bring something that might seem negative, you can frame it up in a positive way because you've been practicing being positive for so long. But you're also going to be able to have an impact, because you're something that might be perceived as negative that you're saying or doing is a contrast to who you are as a person. Okay, so that means it actually can have a more strongly positive impact by framing your life in a positive way. The times when you do have to do something that other people might perceive as negative, they're actually going to reinforce that for you. If you're positive around everyone and then you have to call someone out and say, "Hey man, this is not okay, the way this is happening is not okay, or what you're doing to me is not okay," then what you'll find is, in that context of being a very positive person all the time, people around you will actually reinforce you and say, "Oh, well, what you're saying now is actually correct, because I know you to be as a positive person all the time, so when you're making this call, I actually think you're right." Okay, that's again something that you have to experience to really understand. So in summary, be positive all the time. Look for ways to be positive to other people and yourself. Be in a cycle so that you're giving positivity out and you'll be able to receive it back to yourself, even if it's just from yourself. and understand that there are times when you might have to do things that appear negative to others, but if that's on a base of you being positive all the time, that will be allowed, accepted, and very powerful. Thank you for your time. My name is Eddie, and this is How to Get Living.